guys, welcome back to another episode of the Four Horsemen. Today we're going to be working with this 1935 Ford from Matchbox. The theme, old time delivery. So make sure you check everybody's video out. I'll have a link to the other Four Horsemen down below. Next month we have the McLaren Speedtail, and the theme is Golf Racing Colors. So if you want to participate, this is the casting, and of course if you're participating, make sure you send your pictures to that email on the screen if you want to be featured in the Four Horsemen channel. Alright, so let's get this other puppy here open and we'll continue. Right, here we go. So I already drilled and tapped this casting. I do have a video showing you how to do that. I'll put it up here in the corner somewhere. You can see I use a shorter screw for the back. That tends to happen on pickup trucks like this, where the back post is shorter. I do like this casting. I like that flathead Ford engine. I really like it. Now, all-time delivery, you could go modify this a ton of different ways, but for me, all-time delivery, I have this picture in my mind of a lot of dirt roads, a lot of dirt back roads, not paved. So I got these. Let me see. No, they don't fit. They don't fit over here. So I'm gonna have to use a 1/16 tube to install them, and I'll be back. All right, check it out. 5/64 drill bit will give you the perfect size for this 1/16 tubing. Nice and easy. Check it out. Alright, let me get the wire cutter. By the way, that tubing is copper, not brass. It's the first one I found. Nice and tight. Can see. Make sure they fit. So they fit in the back before I cut another tube already drilled here in the front. Let me double check. Try not to get old, because you can't see what you're doing. There you go. I'm gonna check I gotta install the seats. Oh yeah, they fit perfect. Let me create the other axle and I'll be back. Check it out. So I just made sure that everything was nice and even, so I wouldn't end up with a wobbly stance. It doesn't wobble. And I use the same drill bit to open up these slots so it'll fit over the tube here. No glue. I was able to slide it in there from the top. I just used the flat tip screwdriver to open it up a little bit. The drill bit does a good job. It looks good as it is, doesn't it? But I'm gonna throw it in the paint stripper. I'm gonna do a different paint job here, and I'll be back. Let's open up the headers so they look a bit more realistic. Let me change the drill bit in here and put in a bigger one. So I started with a 1mm drill bit. This is a 1.5. Doesn't have to be really deep. And if you got this type of adapter, if you're not really centered, this will help you. So I'm thinking I got some little jewels that I can use as headlights, or I could just paint these. I don't know yet. We'll see what I can come up with, but I do want to paint some details here in the engine. I'll be back. Alright guys, it's been a few days. Check out what I did with the seats. For this I used some Vallejo chrome. First I dipped it in this Vallejo wash, wait for it to dry using a hair dryer. Did the headlights there with the rotten whites that come from this kit I use quite often. That yellowish color is a sand color, and this is good to go. Put this to the side. So I debated whether or not to do this shiny, and because I already done this, I'm like, you know, the truck has to be dirty. So for this color is this Tamiya TS49. This is lacquer paint. I don't really like lacquer paint. I do like the color and how it looks, but the way it typically works when you do a spray paint is you paint and you maybe 1 or 2 minutes you hit it with the clear coat, and of course I always use this, the main wax, and it works beautiful. Now most spray cans, if you read the back, they'll tell you that if you're gonna apply a second coat, you cannot wait more than an hour. If you wait more than an hour, every spray paint has a thinning agent. Most likely it's going to be acetone. So if you wait more than an hour, that acetone is going to try to remove the paint that's already there. So when if you have a spray paint can at home, try to read the back. And most of the time I think Krylon will suggest that you wait maybe 7 days, I think it is, and then you could paint over it again with something else. 7 days. But for this, I'm using this product here that I've used in the past. This works great with like making old style looking windshields, because this paint is for glass. But if you paint something, let's say Spectraflame color, and then you paint this over the top, it'll look like Spectraflame Frost. Hot Wheels did a series on that a while back. It doesn't look, it kind of makes paint look flat, that it's not flat. This painting is not flat, this is glossy, but it gives out a cool effect. Now I painted this yesterday. Like I said, you typically have to wait like over 7 days, but it works out because, you know, it looks in the natural habitat of the thing. Once you try to paint again, see how the paint curls up? That's actually the acetone from the can reacting to the paint. But in this case, that works out perfectly fine, because I'm going for an old style look here. I did add a number. This was a water slide from a replica that I made of a real car, and I still had extras. Professional collecting service. So old time delivery. I'm thinking you already saw the chassis with the off-road tires. So maybe this guy lives in a small town and he could deliver parts out in the field for a tractor. He could do auto part delivery. He could do any type of delivery. But I figure an old style look will be better. Now I want to add some rust. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. Okay, so I got some airbrush thinner here. Airflow improver, airbrush flow improver. The purpose of this is so the paint doesn't dry real quick. And I'm going to be using this rust. Also comes in this kit. I'll leave a link down below for the kit. This paint is very thick. That's a lot of paint, but it is what it is. You can use a piece of sponge all ripped apart. But I don't have a sponge right here right now. Let me clean the brush. Have this other type of brush which is soft. Get it wet, rinse it off here on my wipes. That's good. Now I'm gonna have to do some rust over here. You're not be able to see that part, but so this could go as rust or mud. Or somewhere in between. I gotta set that to the side, and I've owned this for a lot of years. All right, let me clean it up. It's kind of difficult to open. I guess you could use like thin out black paint. By the way, I painted that front with a silver Sharpie. Let's add some detail here to the door lines. So now I have to dry this out and give it another coat of that frost paint. Get that in there nice and dirty. Have too much here, so you use your finger, take off the excess. And let me get the chassis so we could do the tires. Okay, using this little one. You can see you can use this as rust or mud. You can go either way. Get some of that rim. Now I'm gonna have to paint all of this too to protect all this acrylic paint. So you can see this is not very difficult. A lot of people just overthink stuff. They make it more complicated than it actually is. If you want to learn all these type of things, I suggest you watch videos of these guys that do miniature. They're the ones that really know how to work with acrylic paint. They do a lot of stuff, painting tanks and all that stuff. That's what I do. I watch a lot of videos of these guys painting miniatures, because if you think about it, they're the ones that really know how to use acrylic paint. They've been doing it for years. And whatever you learn over there, just adjust it to fit this hobby. That's all you gotta do. Right, check it out. So I'm gonna hit that with the hair dryer and then hit it with some frosted glass, and I'll be back with the final review. I'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, it has been about 30 minutes. Yep, 30 minutes. That's how quickly that frosted clear coat dries out. It's very fast. So that is what we started with, and this is the finished product. Check it out. Check it out. See the clear coat? If you start rolling it, it will peel from the rubber, but it doesn't matter. That makes it even better. Makes it look more original. Look at that black wash. The front grille. Now who wouldn't want to get a delivery by this guy over here? I added some paint to the bottom too, make it look dirty. That's gonna be it. Make sure you check out everybody's video. Again, I'll have links to the other 4 horsemen down below. Thank you for watching. Peace out.